That's better. Alright, that's better now. And that should all be correct. So let's see how that goes. Alright, looks like it's right. Yeah, I am here because beginning of chapter 4, and from here, as soon as you try to leave town, you get into a battle. So this is definitely one where you want to make sure all your stuff is up to date. Let me make sure I don't have any equipable items first. Actually, it's faster to check status through my party. Mannequin I need to drop. There's Mage Gem. So I'll need a couple of those. Have those. I have a gold coin, Mage Oil. Alright, I'm pretty well decked out for what I need for this fight. Oh, what's going on, Ark? How you doing? How you feeling today? Who was that? That was even I had to go a coin. So drop that. Excuse me. Burping. I want to give that to Zohar. I don't know if it has any. Okay, I don't know if it has any extra stats besides attack, but still a solid item. Oh, and I forgot I have this, so I can go to Eleni. Alright, so those two are up. I have the Grim Helm, which I don't know who can equip that. My babies, alright. Nice. Glad to hear that that is working and hopefully no more fires. Zen robe. Big equip that I want to give to my priest. And I have plenty of herbs and mega herbs that I've been collecting. I have two the collector's treasures. These are usable items. Oh, when do you think you'll be going up next? I can give him an herb. I can take the mannequin off of Clint and deposit that. Definitely want to make sure Clint has an herb. And I might as well use this last herb because we will be moving the mega herbs pretty much for the rest of the game. I'll give that to him because he has the most mobility, so he can heal in a pinch. Nice. Oh, word? Nice. Yeah, I saw Techie was playing that. I think I saw him on that Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday. I didn't know. Oh, okay. I was about to say I didn't know there was an SNES version of Link's Awakening. The one most been playing is like I've seen people play the original one, and it's grown to interest me as I've seen it played a couple of times. But I think the one that most playing on the Switch is the one that's really like caught my eye as something I'm like, okay, that looks pretty dope, so I'd like to play that. Oh, let me scoot up a little bit. It's a little too, looks a little too crisp. You like the old style of Link's Awakening? It is very like, what was it, Trials of Mana kind of looking, like how they did that. I guess that upscaling from Seiken Densetsu 3 to Trials of Mana. I can see that. So a little exaggerated cartooniness, a little too crisp. Let me. So we already have one Hawkman. I really do not need a second. Damn. So I'm gonna make Darius into an airman as well. Is this wrong looking? Yeah, I prefer him as a bowman as opposed to a Hawk Knight. I think take him as a Hawk Knight, but since I made an aim on that, I'm gonna make him this. I see. Did they? Oh, because yeah, if you're playing it as on the Game Boy originally, then it's kind of just like this man forever is just in a tank top. If you're playing it on the Game Boy, it's kind of something to like. You're not really gonna sit down and play. You're just playing it like when you're going from one spot to the other. Back then, like in maybe on the bus or on a car trip. But yeah, this version does feel more like a console game, or at least visually it looks like it feels more like a console game. Let me lean back so I don't get flack about being in the corner of my camera or whatever. Okay, let's go back to the shop. And I can buy these now. Oh, he already has one, that's good. Oh, it is a remake, so. Or reimagined, or whatever you like to call it. And then, with regard to this game, this is one of those things I mentioned before, how the guardsmen have more attack than the swordsmen. You even see it reflected in their weapons. But again, the problem is guardsmen, it's much harder to get them into the battles. And even if you do, they are extremely susceptible to magic. So as magic users increase among your enemy numbers, you find that you're spending a lot of time trying to keep your guardsmen alive. So the armor class in this game is most effective physically against the armor class, or against swords, bows, all that, pretty much anybody, but it's about getting to them in a timely fashion. So this is, and it's funny you say that because it came out so much after Shining Force. Oh, well, let me go back to what you were saying. Oh yeah, so it kind of changes not changes the memory, but changes, I guess, the interaction of how you felt about the game. So in regards to this, I could see what you mean, because it does have like some echoes of like Shining Force obviously being a similar game, but also visually. Even things like the menu layout and the inventory, or the way the inventory works with your people, has some strong similarities to Shining Force. Snowman. Well, and that's why I recommend this game to people, because I'm like, obviously, if you're comparing it to 1-to-1 to Final Fantasy Tactics, which is, at least in terms of release date, it's contemporary because they came out the same year, then it does come up lacking. But I think like the relative streamlined feeling of this gives it its own space. Like, it's a lot more digestible. Oh yeah, that's a big armor increase. We're gonna want that for what's coming up next. You know, we are going through about half our money. But then again, money, as long as you keep your people up, money is not really a huge issue in this game. Alright, let me pull up the next battle stuff. But it's very like, it's very much like, I wouldn't even say Final Fantasy Tactics is similar to Final Fantasy IX in that Tactics isn't necessarily like a get up and go game. Like, there's a build up into you actually getting into the game, so to speak. Like, getting deep into the story and all that, versus something like Final Fantasy VI. A couple hours in, you start to get like what's going on. It does take a little longer to fully develop, but at least a couple hours in, you're already introduced to Kefka. You already kind of have an idea of like where things are going. Vandal here, so let me correct that. So like, with Final Fantasy IX, it's like a 20-hour prologue almost. Like, it takes so long to get going. And if you're a fan of the series, like, it can kind of hold you over with the references to previous games, like, because it strongly references 1, 2, 4, and 5, but in some cases it feels like it takes so long if you're not used to that. And I feel like that can kind of be said about Final Fantasy Tactics. It's not quite as bad as Final Fantasy IX, as far as like being able to see what the intrigue is in the plot. But I'm saying that comparatively, this is one where you kind of get the gist of what's going in the game a lot sooner. Yeah, that's one thing that was an interesting decision, making your main character like the only main character to that point that's an actual thief, and he's probably the worst thief in Final Fantasy history to that point. It's certainly a decision that was made. Let me save just because that takes a little bit of time to get done. And I may go back and at another point after finishing this, I may go back and just show what the other classes look like and go through a chapter or two to enough to promote and show how they operate and kind of showcase why I didn't choose those classes. So again, let me double check, make sure I am completely good, which I believe I am. Yeah, everybody has at least one herb. I have a couple of mage gems and mage oils because I'll be using a lot of magic in the next battle. Alright, I think we're pretty solid. So, if you try to leave town, you find out the town is surrounded. Okay, we have one secret item that we're going to sell because you don't have any guardsmen, and then a couple of chests in this next fight. And you remember Kane, of course. We're always testing, Danny. There's so many things to test. So this battle, they want you to run to the opposite end of the map. And get right here with as many people alive as you can. This is another test streams, Isla. And the reason they want you to do that is because we are facing the other 4 leaders of the Crimson Guard, who generally are considered in the game story to be nearly undefeatable. However, that's not the case. If you are very deliberate with what you're doing, this battle is actually one where you can take out all 4 of them and make it to the end with everybody intact. So we do have a couple items to pick up. We have a chest here, and this spot to examine. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off and have these guys make their way over here. And then we're going to push the box over to force them to go back the other way, which gives us time to deal with these guys. First, I think these Hawkmen will move up towards here. And they'll be easy enough to take out with the archers. And then as we move up, the rest of these are pretty easy. So this is one, like I said, where you're encouraged to try to run, but really you can leave this fight just fine. Still test. Yeah, I don't know about that, Zyla. And Danny, I don't know about. I don't know about all this being partner stuff. So what we are going to do is, I do not think my archers can hit from here. Yeah, they cannot. But I want to get my, let me double check just to be sure. I want to get my mages in position. Because my mages, since these are armors, I'm just testing something, Proto. I'm just testing. I'm not streaming. Let me get my healers kind of closer. And let me get my archers over here as well. He's right there. And I'll throw Ashen because he does have some magic. And that's really all we need to move right this turn. I'm not. I'm just a tester. I might have moved too close. Okay, he still survived. We're fine. And they're gonna come up. And they're gonna get blocked off. Alright, so they are actually all moving upwards. And there come the Hawkmen. I don't even know what you're talking about, Proto. So we are gonna have to move back into the space where the one group started. So we're gonna want to actually make our way over here so that we can force the Crimson forces to come down here and just face us straight up while we nuke from behind with our mages. Which, speaking of, let us start that, shall we? So yeah, 176, 160. That's gonna go away very quickly. Man, this is a great one, Proto. I always recommend this game to people. Do I wanna? Yeah, I'll go ahead and. Can I move him back? I can. And I can still hit. Yeah, there are plenty of tactics games out there, and a lot of them are really pretty solid. This one, I've said before, is what I highly recommend towards people that are interested in learning to play stuff like Final Fantasy without getting into how deep it can get. You want to make sure not to forget. I can wait till later. In turn. I'll move Ash, but because I don't want to get counterattacked, I am going to use magic on him as well. And 3 HP left. Easy money. One Crimson Leader down already. And we can actually hold up here if we so choose in this force one-on-one confrontation, because I do not believe, besides the Hawkman, they can get around that. I don't think. Excuse me. Yeah, she just has a healing spell. He just has a healing spell, so again, we can just nuke them from afar. And there's two things I want to make sure with this strategy. Keep my mage up. Because he is critical to this. I get my archers in decent position to be able to help where needed. And just in case, I'll drop a defense buff on him. And I'll put my guy here to block his backside. Push this to force them around. Cover his other side. So that way we can deal with the Hawkmen, and we can kind of pick these guys off as they're coming across. And we can also slowly move over here and get some of this stuff. So we should be good. The only kind of bad thing about doing this is it does kind of take the bite out of when you face the Crimson Leaders later on, and it's like, well, I've already gone and beaten them, so. Alright, that's what I wanted. Bird on bird. The battlefield is kind of short for like what it's asking you to do, because as you see, this is already the end of turn 2. And if I was sending people to run, I would have everybody here except for maybe my Hawkman, who would be here trying to hit this and then leave. So I'd be very pressed to get away. So, since we're kind of in a position where, let me double check what he is. He's a monk. So, what I'll do is, yeah, I'll put him here. I'll take 2 of my swordsmen, put them towards the front to help provide some shielding for my people, and then 2 will provide back cover and force them into a bottleneck. See, my archer should be able to. Oh, he can't reach there. So what we're gonna do instead is blast this other hawk dude with some spells. Hey, what's going on, Clark? Oh, damn. One of the teams that helped develop this game. I have never heard of Sockham Studio Art Deep here. Alright, that dude's dead, so no worries there. I'm gonna put my archer here. And pull these guys back here. I'll put one more person to cover my archers. Move Ash over. Now Ash may or may not be the one that bottlenecks him here, but he's pretty well equipped to do that. And I just want to make sure both of these guys get full health. Ah, I see. Oh my, yeah, sorry Clark, I'm doing well. How are you doing today? So, everybody's full health, and we are one leader down and a couple of their minions down. So, let's see, we should be able to knock this guy out next turn and take out 2 or 3 of these guys. So, lighten this group up before this group makes contact. And we'll probably end up fighting this group and this group roughly the same time. Let's see. Can't move him up. But I also kind of didn't want to, because I didn't want to. Yeah, I didn't want to leave him able to be hit by the Birdman. So, if you remember, our mages have a really good spell to deal with when we're completely surrounded. That's the only bad thing about swordsmen dealing with hawkmen, is they take a ton of damage. So we'll probably just go into phase shifting and doing a massive amount of damage to everybody surrounding us. Because I also have the mage oils to help facilitate that. So let's see. If I go here, who all can I hit? So I might be able to get rid of Kane by going here. I move one space down. Yeah, let's do that one. I get Kane with that one too. goal is to get rid of a lot of the minions. See if we can force, with whatever minions are left, either Kane or I think her name is Sabrina, to heal instead of attacking us on the next turn. Isn't that Sabrina? Yeah, or Sabina. Actually, let's do some attacking before we start healing. Get an idea how much damage we're looking at taking. Starting to clean it up a bit. And with Eamon, we should... Yeah, we can block this off here, so... We will... Let's work on doing that. And I'll probably end up losing a couple more people, but also this is the battle that you're most certainly supposed to just run from. So we're kind of doing what we're not supposed to do here. Always the 1 HP. So these two have had damage. Let me move Eamon over here to his backside. So he'll only get hit twice. My mages will have some another issue to deal with there, but they've already kind of done their part. And I'll give her a Mystic Shield and try to keep her up as long as possible. And again, we also want to see if we can, with all the damage here, force them, their leaders, to do healing instead of attacking. And then Ash is going to block this off. I think that's everybody. So let's see how this goes. And then they're just gonna stack up. Oh, they're not even gonna move. Is he trying to loop back around? Interesting. He's gonna get killed. Sabrina might come up to attack him, so she might take him out. Yep. Take a big hit. But if one of my mages survives through this turn, I'll have another phase shift. that might not be the case. Let's see. Oh, no, he's healing. Hey, what's going on, Saki? So let's see, we have a couple of them damaged. That hits everybody, almost everybody. Am I getting, what's his face? I am, but he doesn't have any damage on him, and he's not really a threat at the moment anyways, since they're just waiting to see what happens. So I'll do this one. I'm testing out to see if I remember how to do this battle correctly. So far, the answer is meh. So let's see. I only have her that's taking damage. So I definitely want to see if I can get rid of some of these extra guardsmen. How do I want to do this? When you're trying to clear her out, I can use Ash's magic here, but then I have to pull him from there. Or I can get rid of Kane. And it'll take another turn for those two to come up. I think I'll actually try to get rid of Kane. So Kane is in position to get knocked out, along with one or two of his guys. One of these guys, and Sabrina. We'll see if she heals. And I want to pull my healers back into the crowd. But I also want to make sure that, so let's see, get rid of him. Dolan comes. Alright, let me come here first. Why is it always 1 or 2 HP? He's gone. Come and get rid of Kane. but I'm going to use magic so he doesn't block. And it still got you running around. There's another great cane face. So, depending on how they move, we might lose our mage on this turn. Let me see who all needs to be healed. These two. So just these three. But I can get everybody up to full. And now the good part is, since they've all taken damage, a lot of them are susceptible to being killed on their counterattack. Or at least those two are. She has to come closer into range to get either heal or a hit off. And then if these two come up, provided she survives, I can do another phase here for our Roman Fire and really weaken them. So kind of a risky battle to try out, but we'll see how it plays out. They are smart though, they're dwindling the numbers. Ooh, the 1 HP worked the other way for once. So at least one of my healers is going to survive. And my mage, ideally. He's going for the 1 HP hit. I was going for the other archer. That is an interesting point. I would have gone for my mage. But now it's 5 on what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, so I need a healing item. So how do I want to handle these last guys? These two are damaged, another phase shift should kill them, might kill him, and it should weaken her. And that gets everybody that's important. That last swordsman isn't quite as important. So we'll see if we can cut their numbers down by half. So, actually, hold on. Yeah, just make sure I'll have time to pick up this stuff afterwards. So, this was definitely a bit of a, what's the word, a Pyrrhic victory, or Pyrrhic victory. But we've been toe to toe with all 4 Crimson leaders at once. And it looks like we just have to take out these last three, all of whom except for this one have damage. Oh, no, they all have damage on them. Now, I might have another turn of her blasting them with magic. Since she took the hit and survived. Oh, I forgot all about that spell. Oh, that's actually the worst spell that they have on their team. So, let's see. Can he do it again? Oh, he did it plenty of times. So he has to go first. Thought I want to do this. See, do you have what item do you have? Just an elixir and a nerve. Yeah, this is going to be a tight one. Okay, if Grog and Eleni attack him, then I cast magic on him and finish him with Ash. I should just have the swordsman. And we'll be under healed, but they should just have one swordsman left. Oh yeah, Saki's got a Andrea Pacelli to see. That will be an experience. So hopefully we take him out here. I don't know if we have enough damage for that. Nope. So we actually might lose this battle. Which technically you're not supposed to fight anyways, but... Oh yeah, because they're probably both going to attack Ash, so he has to block and not get hit by Dagger Storm. So we'll see how this plays. Oh, he's healing. He's not even going for the kill. He's doing Dagger Storm to hurt. That was a really interesting move. And they're not going for Ash at all. I need to go watch that video, Saki. So I definitely want to get rid of him. I'm sure you do, Saki. So he's gone. I'll heal with Grog this turn. Just to force him to attack Grog. I'll put Ash here just to block in my priest somewhat. And I'll hit with Ash so he doesn't get some random kill. So it took almost all of our people, but we won a fight that we were not supposed to win. Unfortunately, even if you win this fight, you cannot come back into this city. Oh, it's not even at the Opera House? Usually I do this fight a lot cleaner than this, but I guess I had to shake off a little rust in how to take the fight. So actually what I was saying though in the beginning is what I should have done as opposed to coming back out to meet them. I should have came back around here and forced them into this bottleneck. But that's also not quite as interesting as going head on. Thankfully, there's nothing like some surprise enemies that show up. So all you have to do is get these two. Oh, really? Huh. Holy H2O, if I remember right, is a full arena heal. So we've at least proven that we can take on all four of the Crimson leaders in a head-to-head fight, and even playing sloppy can win. So that takes the bite out of seeing them later on. But I still like doing this fight to like really match up against them. And all we really lose for losing some people is the money, which compared to how much we get isn't really too bad. Oh, and then you see GK follow me 3 hours ago, it looks like, so thank you for the follow, GK. Oh, Saki, before I forget, did you see my message? He's there now, so just in another few seconds and we'll have Ash up front. Oh, you don't have to worry about delay. Let me see. So lost 4,000 from losing our people. We're still walking with close to 12. Not a bad trade-off for taking the Crimson leaders on head-to-head. Component splitter does sound pretty convenient. I do find it funny that she seems almost offended by being followed. Granted, she had been relatively loyal to that point. But to be like that. And immediately in shackles. And here is our master manipulator. Yes, we've already kind of become aware. You need to cut yourself down to one job, Proto. Oh, this fight. So this fight can be extremely annoying. Oh, good. You're putting your 2 weeks in? That's dope. Go ahead and save over that. Excuse me. So in this fight, we're introduced to one of the more annoying enemies to me in the game. And you'll see why in just a second. What happened to it not being expensive, Proto? Ark, I wish you had saved. I wish you had saved that for the next time Proto stream, so you could have captured his reaction and clipped it for his reference for the future. So our Zohar, I think it's Zohar Abu Said is his name, was formerly the tutor of their main magic user. Should have captured that on stream, Mark. Missed opportunities. I saw. Since Saki Wilson, I'll get back to reading soon enough. Maybe after this battle. Okay, so two of the more annoying enemies in the game to me. One of them is in this fight, and it's the yellow ones, I believe. Oh no, it's the green ones. The Bugaboo. The reason they annoy me is because they have a stupid long range, and I already get annoyed by archers in this game. But like from here, he's probably going to be able to hit all the way down here, more or less. So it kind of annoys the piss out of you when they have a height superiority and you're just getting picked off. But we'll figure out a way to deal with it, obviously. You have a couple items to pick up, someone here. And where's the other one? The other one is right here. So, because there's so many of these Bugaboos here and they'll have a distinct height advantage, we're also going to go around the other way. And also because one of the items is that way. That also means that our archer is extremely susceptible, or not archer, our hawkman is extremely susceptible to them because of their stupid amount of range. So you want to put your vulnerable units in a place that it is much harder for them to get hit. That should be fine. And I should draw in these two close enough to get them phase shifted, and at least within the range of our swordsman. These two are going to operate probably around here, so we'll have to corner them to get rid of them, and then these two will draw down, and these two might come up as well. But thankfully our healers are behind that. These two also might draw up, so we're kind of going to look to move in this area and force them to surround us rather than stay back here and let them pick us off from a further distance away. Oh, what's up, Ashley? Yeah, see? Stupid range. Down in the fact that it's a burp when they attack. That's the other thing that annoys me. Yes. Yes, he did, Ashley. What? When you take out those whites in one hit. Nice, both blocked. Fortunately, he didn't get the kill, but yeah, see, they're all gonna come up and hopefully Eamon survives this last one, or they don't target him again. So we're gonna pull back to force those to follow us, where we will have a height advantage, so then we can circle back and get rid of them. And you also want to use magic with these, because they will maneuver a lot to avoid getting cornered. Excuse me, speaking of belching. My bad, did not mean to do that all up in the mic. Just kind of slipped out. PS1. Here's what happens when you drink St. Arnold. I don't mind this guy following me because he's going to get killed on another counterattack. Do want to move my healer up and then heal back on him. But I do not necessarily want to move him up to take this one out. Just because he'll probably get attacked by the whites and killed and the bugs do. But that should be enough to take out all three of them. Yep. So really this fight is largely a range unit fight. because of the bugaboos. Hey, he did get hit by a bugaboo, so I'll probably put him right here, and then I'll heal both of them. And probably go ahead and get rid of him. Just fucking dig. Cool, that works. So, the bigger concern, because these three attack, but if these two attack Amon as well, he'll be in for a world of hurt. So I'll move him up here, which if they want to target him, will force them to put themselves in a compromised position. And if not, then everybody else should survive their attacks. Yep, they're moving up close enough for Ash to get to him. So we can swing back and clean them up. You would think that, Ashley, but that is St. Arnold root beer. It actually isn't bad. It's the first root beer I've had in like years. So our bishop makes it through this little round with just enough life to survive. I don't think I can attack from down here. What I can do is I can get my two guys here in position. Weaken them a little bit. Excuse me. Yeah, that's one of the reasons they annoy me, Proto, is projectile, effectively is projectile vomit. And since he has the mobility to do so, I can get rid of this one. And then this one will have to come down to get any shots off on me because nobody's within the range of the bridge, so he'll be vulnerable. And then Sarah needs to be healed. And everybody else is clean. Have you seen, Proto, have you seen that they can, you can adjust the items now that you want in kart race? I was watching Nathan earlier, and they were doing a race with blue shells, lightning, and bullets. No, they did a race with only blue shell, lightning, and bullets. Like, I saw somebody in first place get hit with 4 different shells just flying, chasing after him. I was like, nah, Yeah, you can adjust items individually. If I can hit him with a piercing ray, I would. I don't even know what Poison Cloud does. I literally don't know if it does damage or not. So let's see if it does damage or if it just poisons. Just poisons. So that's a useless spell. Yeah, I can move here. Well, not entirely useless. They might die after this turn, after they get hit with Roman Fire. But it also kind of means the experience goes to waste. So, there is that aspect of it. Which they'll probably die now that they've been hit with this rock. Yeah, I think they're gonna die next turn. And Sarah still needs a little bit extra healing. I'll move him here so he's harder to target. No space shy, just because I want to save it at 1 MP. And that should be everybody. He's going to move up and make himself vulnerable. And they're going to die after they get hit with poison. And then we have to deal with these three just sniping at us from the top of the map. Nice. Then you have to wait for them to get their turn. So, I will be doing the Discord associated with streaming, Danny. What I'm going to do is see how long that freaking shot is. They just annoys the piss out of me. What I am going to do, and I'll probably open it this weekend, or starting this weekend, is what goes to so the Discord that is going to be associated with this test stream is anything or as much as I can that goes to the stream as far as subscription, which is why I ultimately decided to accept affiliate, is when we talk about finance and economics, I'll be using the proceeds to subscribe to like Financial Times, so on and so forth. You know what? It's only for being able to subscribe to those news outlets like Financial Times, Forbes, Fortune, so on and so forth, and then post some PDFs for people to be able to peruse at their leisure. So he's coming up. What I want to do with these guys. I have not hit him yet. I might be able to. Nope. Okay, what I will do is move him out of the line of fire because he doesn't need to be there. Can I move 2? I cannot. Alright, I'll take a look after this battle. Actually, to be fair, he needs to experience more. Yep, exactly what we need for him. So I'll leave Ash like right here to present a target, but I think just these 2 should be able to hit him. She still needs to be healed again. Actually, all 3 of those do. He'll come over, but he won't be able to reach. And then I'll have him kiting, and that'll force them to come along if they want to keep attacking. He's not in range to attack. Let me see how far Grog can move. Oh, hey, Cleve, thanks for the subscription. Oh, what is it like? 7:30. Did you just wake up? So let's see. He can hit. So I'll move him here. And nobody else is in dire need of healing, so I can work on moving up. But I'll heal these 3 for good measure. Nice. Yeah, see, I don't even have notifications yet. But thank you for the subscription, Cleveland. And nice work with the body weight. How did it feel? How do you feel afterwards? Yeah, that turn is good. Can he really hit from... See, that is what pisses me off. Not only that, but like, the fact that it goes so high and darkens the screen. But I'm just gonna let that one the yellow dude that's following me chase behind, because I'd rather force the greens to chase or move the opposite direction rather than keep attacking him and keep on getting pot shotted. Well, you can use the going weightless to help work on like the flexibility within the movement. So it's not bad to sometimes just do body weight. think, yep, one short. So I'd rather have him move here. And can't forget this item. And if they're gonna come up and hit me, well, they're gonna have to get close to do so. He's bringing up the rear, so this dude will be able to hit him. See who needs to be healed. So I'll see how far. Oh, I already moved that. I'll toss him a heal. Move him out of the line of fire. They might be able to hit her. Yo, what's going on, Sam? How you doing today? Alright, yeah, now they're coming to they're forced to. Meantime, he'll probably take them out through counterattack, so I don't mind that at all. I'll see you in a second, Sam. Man, thanks for stopping by and saying hi while you're at work. I swear the range of this irritates me so much. And to be honest, I'd rather not take a hit if I can avoid it. Can I do a straight heal? No, he's just out of range. But I have plenty of MP, so I don't mind a healing plus. Yoga and running is going to be your active rest. Nice. Oop. Don't want to do that. Not yet, anyways. I'm only moving them up one space just because I want to be able to use the cliffs to my advantage as much as possible. And deter getting hit too much. So I go out there. Let me get Diego over here just to provide another potential target. Give a healing plus to make sure they're all good. And then I might do the next key battle and then see if we can talk about or if anybody wants to talk about the housing market for a bit. So we'll see how that plays. next? I'll put him here. My only concern is it's going to activate them into taking pot shots at him. Because their range is stupid long. And I'll put them there for now and see how they react. And see if these two continue to chase. Well, we're halfway through the battle, so that's good at least. Alright, so just the one is following and they're not activating with him there. What'd you do this time, Danny? Let me see what you did. You know what, Danny? You know what? You know what, Danny? Here you go. Give me just a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Done. I'm almost done. Give me a few more seconds. Way ahead of you, Danny. Alright, I guess I'm on your same plane because I already started doing that as soon as I saw it. Yeah, I imagine you'll see what Danny did soon enough. So let's get. Oh no, I think it will be. So now is the most annoying part of this battle is moving up this large incline. It needs to be just him. Alright, we can use a basic heal. Clint. He should be good, yep. He's solid. Who's left? Just Eamon. I think that's everybody. Yep. Again, the stupid range. So those have started to activate. Nice. Always a good block. Honestly, I almost want to send him over here just to get rid of this dude. Just because that dude annoyed me by doing that. I don't know if I can hit them from here. Yep, I cannot. But really with this battle, you kind of just want to focus on getting up on this part. even though it's extremely annoying to get pot shotted. Who else needs to heal? Grog's fine. But our basic heal is doing so little now. It's weird, it actually is almost like it depowers as you get better. I mean, there still is some amount of use for it. Just because it does save the 1 MP. It's not as mana efficient though if you're looking at how much you're getting out of it. And even though he took that hit, he's pretty much fine. I'll just bring it up the rear. I'm actually going to move him over here. So kind of force them to choose to either continue to snipe, which leaves them open to the next attack. This yellow dude might move up. If he attacks him, he'll probably get killed. Only concern kinda is whether or not this one can move up enough to take a pot shot from across here. I don't think he can though. Yeah, because the tree's in the way. So I'll probably take a shot at somebody over here. Yeah, I know how that feels. Thank you, Danny, and thanks for lurking as well. Almost forgot to move Grog. Hopefully you can get everything tidied up before it gets too miserable, because I definitely know how that kind of temperature feels. Surprised he didn't get hit even there. I guess it has to be a 3 height. But nothing else can hit him, so he'll be fine. Going after my sorcerer, heal in. This is kind of a bit of a come down battle after the previous one, even though again those bugaboos are a thing. They also, you're dealing with a lot less damage than you are in the previous battle. And it's also a good battle to just kind of catch some people up that might have died at some point in a previous battle. Get a healing plus here. I'll probably move Laney up just enough. Here to kind of entice them to come over and take shots at them. And if I can get them to come down off of the bridge, that would be real nice. I don't know what magic charge does. Ooh! Restores MP. I might actually have to experiment with that and see if it just transfers the MP over into the mages. And that would be real nice. So those two are healed up, and Sarah's still good. Move Ash here to present an alternate target. Dollar's gonna struggle a little bit getting back into the battle, but he already got some play earlier. And I'll move Eamon here. And I have an herb just enough to get Grog up. Yeah, herbs are doing more than that basic heal. I think everybody should be minimum level 18 now. Oh, Clint has a lot of catching up to do. But we can also promote Sarah now. So Clint and Darius need to get them as much of this last action as I can. Oh, it's going for Diego. Excuse me. I actually don't mind starting to pull these guys. Nice block. And trash damage anyway, so I didn't even realize they were level 10. But yeah, so yeah, this is definitely a coming down after that crap you just had to deal with battle. He moved there. Let me see how far Zohar can go. Anyway, I'll get Gog in here just to get rid of some of these dudes. Just those two. What does the phase shift look like? Three. I might as well just do the Roman Fire. Soften those two up. Definitely want to try to get Clint into this action as quickly as possible. But at least with one of them gone, they're going to be a lot less annoying. What do I want to do with the... Really? 4 damage? Was that even worth it? Excuse me. Alright, cool. They're coming into play. Make it easier on Clint to get some action. Darius might miss out on a bunch since he's so far back, but I definitely need Clint to get more anyways. I'll probably just, as much as possible, lump people together and have Darius take what pot shots he can. Just use the big heals to take care of any of this spread of damage. And I might just be able to have Clint and Darius mop everything up. Especially with them moving up into the place. Alright, Clint, let's start by cutting off their retreat. Well, hold on. These two need a heal. He can use one. Ash definitely needs it. And Darius could use one when he doesn't need it. Actually, I'll go ahead and do the ultra heal. And since I kind of need to save the magic, I'll give him a small heal and let him heal himself. I'll keep him here to present a target so they don't move too much. It might leave the yellow white alive. Yep, just enough white to survive. We'll also soften up the other one for Clint. Move him up. See if they move over here to attack him. And I'll box this one in. And we'll come through and mop them up a bit. So another 3 or 4 turns, this battle will be over. And if I can hit them from here, I would. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot about that. Thank you for blocking. Let's see. Almost forgot about that. I added a new channel point redemption. Yeah, he and Darius again. And that other one, the taxi body, got himself killed for his trouble. Actually, I think they both did. Nearly got clipped too. But he survived and got a lot of experience for it. At least our healers are leading the pack on levels, which is actually something you want with one of these kind of games. I'd rather take out one and potentially get another level. I definitely want to get him as close to 18 as possible. At this point, I can just spellbind so they don't continue. You're scared? What's going on, Dirk-a-loot? I would ask how you're doing, but you just said you're scared. Oh yeah, that could present all kinds of problems. So good luck with that. And besides that, how are you doing today, Dirk? Or should I say Luke? Or sorry, Derpla Duke. I misread it. You got a completed box? Well, I do hope it was worth it. And then again, if it's scaring you, it might not be worth it. Yeah, Clint's Fall. I'll give Eamon a shot, see if he probably will. That sounds like a problem you'll have to deal with on your own there, Duke. So I'll probably just have Clint, Darius, and Huxley move over, because Huxley has just enough to heal them if needed. And I'll let them two work on this last dude. So that way I don't waste turns moving everybody. Coming back around. I will play for a bit. We'll keep on pushing up. And Darius might not even get over. Yeah, Darius probably won't get over in time. Because Clint will probably kill him in it. But we will see how it plays. Excuse me. Oh, really? One space? They can shoot from across the map, but I can't get one more space? Yep, one kill. Not enough for a level, but he's pretty close now. And that definitely helps our money stores. Yep, Sahara Abu Said. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to be reading this for Saki. It seems like Xeno specializes in creating time warps. Or at least their whole side does, because that's the third time we've been in a time warp. Or heard of it directly in this game. Hey, Danny. Danny, can you see the additional channel point redemption I added? We'll go ahead and go into the next city because I don't think it automatically puts you into the story, so we can kind of take stock of anything we need to do. Yes. Alright, I was just making sure they actually arrived. Oh wait, how many channel points do you have, Danny? Cause I'm kind of curious at what rate people are accumulating them. Only 3.1k? How do you already have that many? I might have to change the amount on that cocktail. And if you already have 3.1, then sake's already probably nearly at the 7,500. Cheating, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'll deny that for now. Oh no, I meant when Derpaladupe was saying something about cheating. That's a lot of lurking. I mean, what, my longest test has been barely over 3 hours. Diego obviously feels some type of way about this. Let's double check the shop and also see what the next items are. So we don't get any items as far as weapons in the next few battles. Nor armor. And we're done with herbs in the shop. That's not bad. That's also really expensive. Well, that's where I'm still debating on that, and I think at most I might do like split the cost of shipping or somebody, because I will be supplying the jars and all the ingredients. And it won't be necessarily like a plain jam. Like I have to make one for work by Tuesday. That I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do a strawberry sage jam. Yeah. Sorry, I might have worded it weird. That's what I meant in the redeem. Is for the redeemer would be covering the shipping in a reasonable time frame, so they don't get like something that's spoiled or anything. I know most of the stuff here can be overnighted, so I would keep it in the fridge, wrap it in like something to keep it cold, and some plastic wrap, and do something like overnight or something like that. Damn. Yeah, I might make it a higher point for something like international, but it'd be 2 jars in that case, maybe. So it's just not like one-off sending, so on. Yeah. And I would imagine something that is temperature sensitive going to a hotter region is also going to be a bigger concern. I need to start using up these herbs just to get them out of my inventory. In the meantime, I'll throw about 6 herbs in here. And 2 mage gems for good measure. I can also sell some of the stuff I have in my depot. Yeah, that can go. That can go, that can go. That can go, that can go, that can go. I'll hold on to the X for now. I think the gold coins are specifically to sell. And they're only 1,000. So before we potentially think about going to Carlo's mansion, let's go to the pub and see if they have anything to say. Alright, tavern. So they're talking about the trade a bit, and that's a very subtle hint that there is an item of interest on the train. And then this guy says, I collect strange and rare things, objects. And there's a bit of an oversight there. And the 3 sacred treasures that he's referencing. We have 2 of them. The last one is on the train. Oh man. And it's like 7:30 already. And I still need to eat and test out these new Mario Kart tracks. I wanted to see if these emotes would come live yet. But emotes are still pending approval. See, that's another way you know I'm just a tester, because I don't have instant emote approval. Now, see, that's the interesting thing. The first thing I did actually worked, like, same day. But everything else, not everything else, the two just now are definitely not. You know what? I think the Nova Key's next. Oh, we already did Nova, so let me just see what this next battle is like. And I'll figure out on the spot whether or not I want to deal with it. Yeah, pretty much that seems to be the case. So let's go to the dojo. We can also, while we're here, actually promote one of our healers. Yeah, everybody's getting close, except for notice even they're not that far off. Archbishop. And now we're unlocking the next level of her spells, which will be of great use. Not a bad looking outfit. I think her monk gear actually looks a little better. I think the first time I played through I did make her a monk. But she's just enormously more useful as a bishop. Alright, let's see what this battle looks like. This one. It's a bit annoying, but there's no bug boost, so it's not a terrible battle. We will have a little bit of difficulty with a couple of our guys, since that is one thing, is they are locked to Ash's level, but shouldn't be too terrible. We should be able to get through this one pretty quickly. And spellbinding where we can, since they're so spread out, will help enormously. I'll try to keep our mages in the middle as much as possible to keep being able to hit with spellbind. And since it's so heavy with archers, we do want to, as much as possible, push our swordsmen forward. So to lead on the 4 paths that are basically going through the field, you want to lead with your swordsmen or your armor if you have those. Have the mages and healers stay towards the middle so they can stretch out if need be, and then have the archers kind of pick and pop where possible to soften things up. Yes, definitely Paralyze is a fantastic spell for this particular map. And I'm actually thankful that they don't activate automatically. Definitely going to just endeavor to minimize their movements as we go through the level. Of course you're going to miss. Hey, still got him out the way though. That works. Let me not move. Okay, I can. That works. I can hit them both. And this is why you want to keep your healers towards the middle. This is one map that also causes you to kind of think geometrically, because you're generally just going to be looking down the field. You also have to keep in mind they can attack horizontally. Everything is working out good. Glad to hear nothing spontaneously combusted. So like this guy might come up, decide to hit Ash. I don't think we'll see, I know we won't see these last 4 activate. We might not see this row of imps activate, so we might just see these 5 guys, which I haven't been to in a long time. But everything's working out, Ark. That's good. I decided to go ahead and do the next key battle because it's not that much of a slog compared to the one where you have to move uphill. Nice. You finding retro tank really useful? I'm not thinking about getting one. I'm just curious because I've heard so much about it like over the last few months, really. I know a lot of people that do like retro achievements use those. So that line of imps is going to activate. Fair enough. How much life form missing? Yeah, I'll go ahead and do a... Well, I guess if they're standing together, I'll be able to heal both of them. And there's another thing to keep in mind is they do have different attack ranges too, so they're not all super low distance. And you can also play that to your advantage. But I see what you're talking about, Ark. It's not a necessary item to have. So they're pretty clean over here. I don't think I can reach from here. But I can also put him over here for another turn. And this imp can't, oh no, he can't hit from this direction. So I'll have to see what he aims for. But I also have an herb I can use on... he doesn't really need it though. It's really only aiming that needs to be healed. And he does have a single herb. And since I need to use these herbs up anyways, and they're the only way to get experience here. And a small hill will be fine for him. It's probably because I promoted it, it started to do more again. So also kind of entices you to make sure you're promoted regularly. There's no experience with these battles, so you don't really need to like save enemies for anybody. If you get a chance to take out a bunch, then you definitely should do so. Yeah, thanks for the follow, Once It Wonder. And then Clint still needs to be healed. Ash can heal himself. Drop a Roman fire on these two. actually Ash come around this way, since Clint already has that line covered. And also kind of takes him out of the line of fire with a couple of them, but he's not directly in the middle. So these two have to overexpose themselves to take shots at him. But they also might take shots at my healers. So everybody should be mostly healed. There goes my next healer to 20. That's good. Yep, there's only a couple people missing a little bit of life. So this would be over another 3-4 turns, I think. Nice block, definitely needed that. But I also wanted to take some pressure off my mages getting hit. So I'm glad they went for Ash on that turn. Ooh, Eamon will barely survive, I think. Oof. Hawkman takes so much damage from arrows. But they've also kind of lined up for a good phase shift right in the middle. I just have to clear out that one. Well, how far can he go? She can come right up in the middle. We get all the same dudes. So that takes out about half of what's left. Where do I want to go? Yeah, if I take Eamon over there. So Clint can come get rid of this one. Or not quite. And that tells me where you're going. Gonna get rid of this one. Yeah, I was gonna soften him up. Ultra healing over here. I don't know that it hits Eamon, so I'm going to move Eamon back to make sure he gets hit on that. There you go. Gotta make sure that somebody comes and opens this up. That'll probably be Ash. I'll have do that. Frog, move up and get these guys moving. And I can come and drop a Mystic Shield on Ash. Just in case they get keyed and I want to attack him. And then Dolan should be able to take this one out now. There we go. Art, didn't you say you were thinking about streaming Chrono Trigger next? Yeah, these guys are up in the game now. Take advantage of these two being right next to each other. Spellbind on him to get Grog to be able to close. Who all needs to be healed? Ash can heal himself. Really? We're actually pretty good. As long as nobody gets hit twice. I think either of these guys need it. So I can drop an ultra healing. Just to make sure I get both of these dudes. Probably should have had Diego attack first, but it's not going to be a huge deal. Big hit though. Nice block. I might move it back and have him use the herb, just that I really need to use it, even though I lose more money from using it than from Diego falling out. I'd also rather not have him fall out. So he needs to heal. can use it, but not right now. So I'll heal Ash so you can open the chest that we're actually here for. And yeah, about 2 more turns maybe. Move him into position for a phase shift. What if I get that one in the back from here? Oh, I don't have enough. I need to have enough for a room of fire though. See if we can get rid of this guy on this turn. And there he goes. Move up, rain drop a healing plus on these 3. They're all good. She still has her turn. And she can face it, but she can't reach the guy in the back anyway, so we're with fire. Cast a fairy star on my archbishop with my champion and have her heal Grog so Grog doesn't die. And you still need to move. You can follow it this way, but you won't be able to get into the fight anyways. Not that it matters because there's no experience in this fight. Then give him the healing plus, and next turn this fight should be over. Make sure I have Ash heal himself just for the extra experience and see if anybody else needs heals before I finish this up. Okay, I can do an extra 4. Can Huxley reach Ash from there? He can. I'm over here just in case something weird happens. I'm still gonna heal. Ah, lucky. Or not. And that's the battle. So we've done 2 of the 6 trials. We have another key left to use, and we're going to pick up the next one after the next 2 battles. So we'll probably pick up the next one and then go ahead and do the 3rd trial. In the meantime, let me go ahead and have my other healer go ahead and get the next promotion. Oh, made some pretty good progress. I didn't notice if anybody was interested in talking about housing this time, so we'll see if anybody is interested in talking about it next time. Oh, back's a little sore. And I did just save. Did not? Yeah. Pretty sure I did. I'll do it again now. Right. So let's see. So there's Proto-Kami, Green Tea Wasted, Salala, DG. I have Mo up on my phone, but it looks like he might be coming off soon. See Rockstar Alexi. Tragic is playing one of my favorite games, which is Lunar Silver Star Story Complete, so I'm debating whether or not to raid her. Also, that's a really good game, and if you're interested in RPGs, you should try it. It's a very charming game. Does a lot of things right and nothing poorly. Let me see if these have come up yet. Nope, still haven't come up yet. Let's go ahead and let's go through the Carlos stuff first, just so it's not dragging, and we'll set up the next battle. So that'll be about 10 minutes. Might as well get over the 3-hour mark. I forgot. I should be reading. Wait, is that Diego? Damn. You come back to succeed me. Hmm? Don't be ridiculous. I told you 7 years ago that I have nothing to do with you. My name is Diego Renault now. And Diego is Carlos' son. So, remember Diego was saying that Carlos is a shifty kind of dude? He is one that would know, being his son-in-law. And we found out that Carlo is a rich kid, son of a wealthy merchant. To the point of familial neglect. And it looks like they found the ring. I'm confused. I know that's supposed to be like a moose head in the back that's right under where it says Royal Ring, but I swear that this looks like a huge gopher with antlers. Like, you cannot look at that and tell me it doesn't look like a gopher. And the antlers are kind of hard to make out because they look like they're pasted on the wall, but they're there. And now Old Town Warehouse is up there. Alright, so now we got it to where the next battle will start. The next time we pop in. Double checking. There's no new items to buy. Alright, so we'll save it here. And we'll go on that raid. Let's see. Oh, Bob just came up too. Proto's still on his starting soon screen. No, I think we'll raid DG this time. Well, oh, is the green tea wasting not on anymore? I think I'll just go ahead and raid Tragic. It is one of my favorite games that she's playing. Oh, what is DG doing tonight? Wait, did DG just go off? Okay, DG was on for all of like 2 minutes. Yeah, I'll just do Tragic. Oh. Alright, DG's coming back in. Alright, I'll wait for him to come back up then. I was like, dude, he was up for like 2 minutes and then popped off. I guess we can go ahead and take a look at the next battle and wait for DG to come back in. This is also a battle that irritates the piss out of me because of archers. I need to make sure I give Eamon. Oh, his OBS dropped twice? Damn. All that Catboy stuff he got going on. Alright, he's back up. Alright, cool. Let me just finish these items. Alright. So now we will go raid DG. And hopefully he doesn't drop off before or after we finish doing so. Alright, there he is. So thanks for stopping by. Thank you for the subscriptions and the follows. Danny, thank you for what you sent me. Hopefully it'll be apparent soon. And hopefully we get to do some talk about the housing market on Friday or Saturday. More likely Friday than Saturday. But you guys have a good day.